We are at the end of Q1 of 2026, and this has already been like a super fulfilling year. And because of that, I wanted to bring back the report cards that I was doing last year. So, report it stands for reading, eating, playing, obsessing, recommending, and treating. So, let's talk about my Q1 and let's do a report card. And I'm digital this time. I think the last couple of times I've done it with like my mini notebook. So let's start with the first R, which is reading, right? I'm trying to get into the whole reading book things. I know that sounds crazy. I was a kid that like read all the time, even through college, and then I don't know what happened. It doesn't mean I don't read. I read a lot of articles. I read a lot of movie synopses on, like Wikipedia. But novels, we're working on it. But what I will talk about is magazines, because I love a good magazine. I love to read a good magazine. And a few that I have subscribed to this year. Architectural Digest is one. Elle Decor is another. Aspire Design is a third one. And then I learned you could take magazines from the Delta Lounge, or at least they told me I could. So I got a couple of magazines from the Delta Lounge during my last set of travels. That's been really nice. So that's what I've been reading. Also, I fully decided that the most appropriate time to make this video was 10 o'clock at night while I'm in my jammies, but before I take my makeup off. Anyway, what have I been eating? I've had a lot of really good food this year, actually, starting with my trip to New Orleans. I was there for work, and everything I ate was pretty much great. I loved me some blackened food, real bad. Here's like a blackened fish po' boy that I had. The food was delicious. You know the food is good when the food that the hotel is catering for your work team is good. Everything was good. Except there was one exception. I cannot remember his name off the top of my head right now, but the really popular beignet place that they tell everybody to go. The beignets were not my favorite. I think here's probably a picture of me eating them. They were just a little chewy for me. I like a nice fluffy beignet. Those were real kind of doughy. Anyway, another thing that I have really loved was my choice for Valentine's Day dinner. It's a place called Postino's. A little backstory. I was introduced to Postino's during a lunch and learn in July of last year and put it in my phone and said I need to go to the actual restaurant, because here's the thing. If the catered food is good, then the food at the restaurant is going to be even better. And this catered food was delicious. Now, mind you, it was what I consider like cold lunch food, which is like my preference. So like I like a warm breakfast, cold lunch, meaning like for breakfast, I want something you have to cook. I want it to be like something a little more hearty, like sausage and grits. Whereas for lunch, I like a cold food. So like sandwiches and charcuterie, which is what this was. Essentially something you don't have to cook. I tore this food up. I don't think I've had a meal that good. I didn't have a meal that good since New Orleans. And I need to go back because the food was great. And like they were so nice on Valentine's Day. They gave out roses. It was really cute. The third thing, sorry, my little thing right there. Real Tacos. I hear people talk about this place all the time, specifically the one on the Beltline. I just so happened to be at the Beltline, or I was at Ponce last week. And I looked at my husband and I was like, wow, we're here. Let's go eat. And we did. The food is not overhyped. There was this debate about whether or not the food is overhyped. I would show you a picture, but there is not one. Because I was tearing up that food before I could even get a photo of it. It was great. Take that as you will. Yeah. That's what I've been eating. So that is the R, reading, the E, eating. Now the P is playing. Because it's been a while since I've done a report card. I don't know if we've had the discussion about the fact that I am like late to the game, but I'm absolutely obsessed with like the New York Times like gaming app, aka Wordle. I think it was probably Thanksgiving I downloaded the app because I was like, I don't know, I'm kind of bored. Let's play Wordle. Obsessed. That and the mini crossword. I play it every day. I'm obsessed. Another thing that I've been playing, this is a play on words. I've been playing around like I'm Johnny Tsunami. My husband took me on a ski trip with some of our friends. It was my first time in the Colorado mountains, and it was really great. Here is a photo of me skiing. Maybe even an overview of me riding a ski bike. Yeah, it was probably the most relaxing vacation that I've had in a hot minute. And since my husband and I didn't do a vacation at like the end of last year, like we typically do, I consider this like my winter vacation. But it was really fun. Oh, it's for obsessing. If there was one thing that I saw, put my eyes on, and was like, I have to have that, it was the Fenty like Valentine's Day drop. So we already have had the What a Brat highlighter. That's the light pink. Well, she came out with a What a Brat lip gloss. For me right now, it's not doing a lot on my lips because I'm pale because we're entering the spring. I think this is gonna look really good in about a month and a half when I get some more color on my skin. But she put out What a Bitch. I guess I can cuss on YouTube. I don't know. We'll see if I get a strike. This lip gloss and this highlighter, it looks good now. It's going to look good in 2 months when I have a little more melanin. I'm obsessed with this, so much so, and I learned my lesson because she had a lip gloss a few years ago called Cyberflex was the name of it. It was this like warm gray color that I was absolutely obsessed with, and I lost it on a trip, and it was a limited edition. And I learned my lesson then. If there is a Fenty limited edition color that I love, buy multiples of it. So I bought this one early in February, and then I bought a backup when she had her family and friends sale, and it was like 30% off. And then I lucked out because they sent me 2. So now I have 2 backups of this. I'm absolutely obsessed with this color. Like, it's amazing. I have a dress this color too and a pair of shoes. It eats. Another thing I've been obsessing over, and this started as an idea that sort of bloomed, for a lack of better phrasing, custom organizers for my cosmetics. I also had him help me 3D print like one for my body oils and the kabuki brushes that go with them. And I draw them up, right? Like, I'm an architect. I can whip some stuff together. And then he just puts it in his little 3D program and then puts it on a printer. This has been really fun. I've been loving doing this. Cool. Now we are on R for recommending. I am recommending lip combos. I've been obsessed with lip combos this year. I posted an Instagram. You can go look at it. I'll link it in the caption of some lip combos I did earlier this year. If you catch me on Instagram, I posted a video today of doing a lip combo. If you want some recommendations on lip combinations, hit me up. You can't have a good lip combination without a good lip liner. And let me tell you, there are 3 brands that I think have been knocking it out of the park, 3 or 4. First of all, you can't go wrong with a MAC lip liner. Love a good MAC lip liner. And then a few I got through influencing that I ended up buying more of. I got one through Summer Fridays, not this one specifically. And I'm not going to get it because it's in my purse because I wore it today. But they have both like a pencil liner, and then this one is a liner stain. Let's see. Huda Beauty has also put out one that's really nice. A lot of people, when this one originally came out, said it dried out. Mine hasn't yet. So maybe between its original release and when I bought mine, they sort of worked through that. But I have 2 colors of the Huda one as well. And then Colfi put out a lip lining stain, and a lot of the colors with the Colfi one match their Lassie lip stains. Lassie. It's Lassie, not Lassie. And I'm obsessed because I'm obsessed with the Lassie lip stain, so had to grab some of these. Another thing that makes a good lip combo Extra Special is an SPF lip balm. I've been obsessing over these since the Colorado trip because that Colorado sun is no joke. And my husband like gave me a free warning, like, you are going to need sunscreen. The sun hits different in the Colorado mountains. So these were the two that I took with me. This is actually a men's brand. It's Jack Black, but this is like one of the best flavored lip balms I've ever had. It is the black tea and blackberry. This is an SPF 25. It's clear, and I wore this with whatever liner that I wanted, to be quite honest. K-Skin, I got this one at Sephora in 2024. Never opened it up. Was like, this is a good opportunity to try this product. They're great, and they're one of the more inexpensive lip balms, which is crazy to say because it's still $16, but it's SPF 30, which most SPF you should be starting around 30. I wore this one with the Huda Beauty lip stain in, what color are you? Warm brown. And then this one I just got. These is from Supergoop. They were on sale during Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty. I haven't worn it yet. I will report back. I also can't properly do a report card without talking about fragrance. Another recommendation, decluttering. I think I had well over like 100, maybe even 150 fragrances. It was definitely closer to like 150 fragrances. 2 weeks ago, I decluttered them. I'm down to 60. Being a fragrance influencer in a lot of ways is great. It's fun to try new and fun scents. But at some point, I was just looking at sort of this collection of scents that was in my bedroom, and I was like, I'm not super passionate about what I'm looking at. I want to weed out, because it's that time of year where we talk about rest, renewal, and reset, right? I want to literally weed out what is not serving me anymore in terms of fragrances and get down to like the absolute necessity. And so I did that a few weeks. Decluttering is a big one. I've also decluttered my vanity a couple of times in my house in general. Spring cleaning. With that being said, there have been 2 additions since then. The first one is Moroccan Oils Lumiere du Jour. This one is really nice. There's the OG one that is sort of like a beachy scent. And then this one is sort of like a floral beachy scent, but it's also super feminine in that way. This is their new scent, Swa. This is like a nighttime beachy scent. I think I finally figured out a way of describing it, which is this smells like what Sex on the Beach by Party Next Door sounds like. It is like a nighttime beachy scent. It's like very feminine, a little sexy. It has notes of jasmine, rice milk, and of course, the base note of ambroxan that all the Glossier Youth scents have. I've been enjoying it. I've been wearing it every day. And then as far as the tea as in treat, what is like the one treat I have bought myself this year? Paying off my credit card was a big one. With that being said, of the things that I did buy myself at the end of last year, my away suitcase is great. I used it when I traveled to New Orleans. I used it when I traveled to Colorado. I like it a lot. I also have like the mini bag that comes with it that looks like a mini suitcase. I think it's cute to be bebopping around the airport with a suitcase that matches a mini bag that looks like a suitcase. They're the same color. So I would say in terms of like treating myself, that's a big one. I really am working on what I am going to call discipline, and really only treating myself when it's like, I don't want to use the word necessary, but when it makes sense. Like, don't just buy something because you want it. Give yourself the opportunity to buy something in celebration of something. And so today is April 1st, and that was my Q1 report card. I do like the cadence of doing the report cards every 3 months. Last year I was doing it every month, and I wasn't really able to fill like a video with enough like content to do that. So We're going to continue to do this every 3 months, which means I will see you again for another report card at the end of June. With that being said, if you like what you saw, like and subscribe. If there is something you want to see more of, like my ski trip or some of my lip combos, check me out on Instagram. And with that, until next time.